أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم من حمسه ونفخه ونفثه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. سنقرأك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله، إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى. يا معلم آدم علمنا، ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا. يا معلم آدم علمنا، ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا. يا معلم آدم علمنا، ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا. وعلمك ما لم تكن تعلم، وكان فضل الله عليك عظيما. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تفتح لنا أبواب العلم والمعرفة، وتعرفنا الحقائق وغوامض العلوم وأسرارها، وتفهمنا ما درسنا ودرسنا، وتذكرنا ما نسينا ونسينا، وتعلمنا ما جهلنا، وتبارك لنا فيما علمتنا، وتنفعنا بعلمنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ونسألك أن تفتح علينا فتوح العارفين بحكمتك، وتنشر علينا وقايتك العظمى ونعمتك الكبرى ورحمتك الواسعة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين، بجاه من أرسلته رحمة للعالمين محمد ابن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم تسليما. آمين. وبعد، الإخوان والأخوات الطلاب الأعزاء، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. صباحكم الخير، وأتمنى أن كل منكم على ما يرام من الصحة والسلامة بحول الله وقدرته. قبل الاستمرار أريد أن أتأكد أنكم تسمعونني جيدا وصوتي واضحا. هل كل يسمعني والصوت واضح؟ شكرا. وفي المحاضرة السابقة تكلمنا أو بدأنا الكلام حول الإنسان والفلسفة، حيث بدأنا الكلام على حقيقة الإنسانية، وفصلنا وناقشنا عن الحقيقة الإنسانية من وجهة نظر ابن سينا، حيث قال مناطقا أن الإنسان حيوان ناطق، بمعنى أن الإنسان حيوان عاقل، وفصل القول فيه حيث يقول فإنه يحتاج أن يكون جوهرا. هذا أول وظيفة الإنسانية، أن يكون جوهرا، وأن يكون له امتداد يعني يكون له جسم في أبعاد تفرد فيه طولا، وجسمه وشخصيته وشكله يكون يوصف بالطول أو بالقصر والعرض والعمق، وأن يكون مع ذلك بالإضافة إلى ذلك يكون ذا نفس يعني يتنفس يكون حيا. وكيف نعرف أنه يعني يحيي؟ بأن يتغذى يعني يأكل ويشرب ويشعر ويحرك، يذهب، يجلس، ينام، وما إلى ذلك. وأيضا إضافة إلى هذه الأوصاف لا بد أن الإنسان أن يوصف بالحساس، لا بد أن يحس ويتحرك بالإرادة، ومع ذلك يكون بحيث يصلح أن يتفهم المعقولات. يعني إضافة إلى كل هذه أن يكون الإنسان إنسانا معقولا، يعني أن يكون له عقل يعقل به ويفهم به. هذه هي الأوصاف العامة التي يصف بها ابن سينا الإنسان. واليوم إن شاء الله نستمر في وجهة النظر في آخر، يعني في حقيقة الإنسانية. يعني أول حقيقة الإنسانية أنه حيوان، يعني أنه حيوان بمعنى أنه يعيش، أنه له حياة ويعيش ويتغذى ويأكل ويشرب وينام ويتحرك ويذهب ويأتي ويقبل وما إلى ذلك. هذه وبالإضافة إلى يعني هذه معنى يعني الحيوان، ليس بمعنى أنه المعيشة أو البقرة وما إلى ذلك. نعم، حيوان آكل ناطق معقول. وبالإضافة إلى ذلك نستمر من اليوم من الفقرة التالية، حيث نصف الإنسان بأنه مدني بالطبع. الإنسان حيوان مدني، يعني ما المقصود بالمدني هنا؟ يعني مثقف، حيوان مثقف، إنسان حي مثقف يستطيع أن يتعلم ويتعرف ويكسب المعرفة. ما يعرفه وما لا يعرفه يستطيع أن يكسبها، فهذا بمعنى مدني. ومعنى مدني أيضا أنه حيوان يعيش في المدينة، ليست يعني ليس في غابة، في مدينة يعني في بيئة الإنسانية، يعيش مع الأسرة على الأقل، ويعيش مع الجماعة، له أصدقاء وله أزهار وله له أب وله أم وله أبناء وله إخوان وله أخوات. هذا مدني إنسان يستطيع أن يكون على أحوال جيدة مع إخوانه البشري. هذا هو يعني النصف الثاني من أوصاف الإنسان. أوكي، بالطبع بمعنى يعني عادة. أوكي، عادة وبالطبع وفي طبيعته الإنسان مدني، حيوان مدني. وإذا أضفنا هذه إلى السابقة، إلى هذه أوكي، الحيوان الناطق والحيوان مدني، فنقول إن شاء الله أن الإنسان حيوان ناطق مدني، حيوان ناطق مدني. وهذه هي الصفة الثانية من أوصاف الإنسان. وهذا طبعا هذا الكلام بأن الإنسان إنسان مدني ليس كلام ابن سينا. أوكي، ليس هذا من كلام ابن سينا. الأول هو من كلام جماعة من المناطق، من علماء المنطق. أوكي، على رأسهم ابن سينا. أوكي، وأما الثاني فهذا من جماعة أخرى ليست من المناطق. أوكي، بالطبع أي لا بد له من الاجتماع، يعني لا بد له أن يعيش في المجتمع، أن يعيش مع الإنسان الذي هو المدنية في اصطلاحهم، وهو معنى العمران. يعني بمعنى آخر مدني يعني عمراني الذي يستطيع أن يتواجد بنفسه ما يريده من الأطعمة، من الأشربة، من المسكن، من الملبس وما إلى ذلك. وبيانه أن الله سبحانه خلق الإنسان وركبه على صورة لا تصه. ركبه يعني صوره، ركبه يعني جعله ركبه. أوكي، صوره على صورة لا تصه. لا تصه يعني لا يمكن حياتها. أوكي، وبقاؤها، لا يمكن أن يستمر الحياة وبقاء النوع الإنسان إلا بالغذاء. الغذاء هنا يعني كل ما يتشابه الأطعمة والأشربة والمسكن والملبس وما إلى ذلك، التعلم. وهداه الله إلى التماسه. التماس هنا التماس ماذا؟ التماس يعني طلب. هداه الله إلى طلبه. الحاء يرجع إلى ماذا؟ الحاء هنا يرجع إلى الغذاء. هداه الله إلى طلب الغذاء، طلب المعيشة بفطرته يعني بطبعه. بطبعه عادته، وبما ركب فيه من القدرة على تحصيله. إلا أن قدرة الواحد من البشر قاصرة يعني عاجزة يعني لا يقدر على شيء. الإنسان قاصر أو إنسان عاجز هو الذي لا يقدر على شيء ما. ومعنى المدني هنا أن حتى إن هدى الله الإنسان على طلب المعيشة بنفسه، إلا أنه ليس في قدرة الإنسان، يعني لا يستطيع الإنسان أن تحصيل حاجته وحده، يعني أن يكتسب أن يحصل على حاجته يعني وحده. مثلا الإنسان يكون هو الذي يكتسب على طعامه، هو الذي يكتسب على مشربه وملبسه ومسكنه، هو الذي هو نفس الشيء في محلات البقالات، هو نفس الإنسان في هو النجار، وهو نفس الإنسان هو الحلاق، نفس الإنسان هو. وهذا لا يمكن الإنسان واحد أن يكون كل شيء، أن يتمثل يعني في جميع أنحاء حياته، بل يحتاج إلى أشخاص أخرى، يحتاج إلى أشخاص أخرى. مثلا الإنسان الذي هو معلم يعني يعلم الناس، يعلم الطلاب في الفصل، هو لا يستطيع أن يكسب أي شيء آخر، أو يكون فلاحا أو يكون نجارا أو يكون تجارا أو يكون وبذلك لا يستطيع أن يكسب كل ما يحتاجه بنفسه. أوكي، هو معلم لكن يحتاج إلى النجار الذي يصنع له بيته، وهو يحتاج إلى الفلاح الذي يحرس الأرض ويأتي له بالأطعمة، وكي بالبقولات بالفواكه وما إلى ذلك. هو يحتاج إلى التجار الذين يتجرون ويبيعون الأرز وما إلى ذلك والأطعمة الجافة في المول وما إلى ذلك. وبذلك هذا معنى إلا أن قدرة الواحد من البشر، يعني إنسان واحد قدرته قاصرة عن تحصيل حاجته يعني اكتساب معيشته من ذلك الغذاء، غير موفية له بمادة حياته منه، ولو فرضنا منه أقل ما يمكن فرضه وهو قوت يوم. أوكي، وهو قوت يوم مثلا الحنطة مثلا، فلا يحصل إلا بعلاج كثير من الطحن والعجن والطبخ. أوكي، يحتاج إلى من يتهن الحنطة إن شاء الله سنفصل ما المقصود بالحنطة. هو إذا أراد مثلا أن يأكل في يوم، الإنسان يريد أن يأكل في يوم، أوكي مثلا، وهو يريد أن يأكل الأرز بالدجاجة المشوية، دجاجة المشوية. أوكي، لكي يطبخ هذا الطعام أو هذا الأكل الذي يحتاج أولا إلى العادات. ما هي العادات هنا؟ هو يحتاج إلى الأرز، ويحتاج إلى الدجاجة، ويحتاج إلى الزيت، ويحتاج إلى البصل، ويحتاج إلى الفلفل، ويحتاج إلى الملح، ويحتاج إلى الدسم، ويحتاج أيضا إلى المطبخ المكان الذي يطبخ فيه، ويحتاج أيضا إلى القدر يعني الصواني الذي يجعل هذه الأطعمة فيها، ويحتاج أيضا إلى الملعقة، ويحتاج إلى. هل هو نفسه يستطيع أن يحصل على هذه بنفسه؟ لا، هو لابد أن يذهب إلى السوق، يذهب إلى المحلات، يعني يشتري الأرز، وبعد الأرز يذهب إلى محلات الدجاجة يشتري منها الدجاجة، ويذهب إلى دكان آخر ليشتري الملح، ويذهب إلى مكان آخر ليشتري الفلفل، ويذهب إلى محلة الزيت يشتري منها الزيت، ويشتري الكدر، ويدخل إلى المطبخ، ويكون هناك الكبريت، ويحتاج إلى الكبريت ليشعل النار. وكل هذه لا يستطيع الإنسان أن يحصل عليها بنفسه بقدرته، بل يحتاج إلى إنسان آخر. لذلك قلنا أنه بالطبع الإنسان مدني يعني يحتاج إلى المعيشة مع غيره من البشر. هذا هو المثال. أوكي. ونأتي بمثال آخر، نقول مثلا الإنسان أراد أن يبني بيتا أو يبني مسكنا له وأسرته. يعني طبعا يحتاج إلى الأرض، أوكي، الأرض، أوكي، لكي يبني، ويحتاج أيضا إلى الأسمنت وإلى الأحجار، ويحتاج إلى المياه، ويحتاج إلى المزامير، ويحتاج إلى أخشاب، ويحتاج إلى اللمبات، ويحتاج إلى الحديد، ويحتاج إلى أشياء كثيرة لكي يبني البيت. وهذه الأشياء لا يستطيع أن يحصل عليه بنفسه واحد، لا بد أن يحتاج إلى أناس آخر، نجار، حداد، وما إلى ذلك. وهذا الحفر الذي يحفر الأرض. وهذا معنى أن الإنسان إنسان مدني. فلا يحصل إلا بعلاج كثير من الطهن والعجن والطبخ. وكل واحد من هذه الأعمال الثلاثة، يعني الطحن والعجن والطبخ، كل واحد من هذه الأعمال الثلاثة يحتاج إلى مواعين وآلات. يعني مواعين جمع معين، يعني جمع معينة يعني الآلات، الأشياء التي يحتاجه للطبخ الخنثى لا تتم إلا بصناعات متعددة. وهذه الآلات يحتاج إلى صانع، يحتاج إلى المصانع الذي يصنعه، من حداد مثلا. الحداد يعني يصنع الطهن، والنجار يصنع العجن وما إلى ذلك، والفاخور وما إلى ذلك. وهب أنه يأكل حبا من غير علاج، فهو يحتاج في تحصيله أيضا إلى حب في أعمال أخرى أكثر من هذه، من الزراعة والحصاد والدراس الذي يخرج الحب من غلاف السنبل. ويحتاج كل واحد من هذه آلات متعددة وصنائع كثيرة من الأولى بكثير، ويستحيل أن تفي بذلك كله أو ببعضه قدرة الواحد. يعني يستحيل أن تفيء، أن تكمل كل ذلك أو بعده بقدرة واحد، بقدرة إنسان واحد. يعني الإنسان واحد بنفسه بوحده لا يستطيع أن يحصل على كل هذه، فلا بد من اجتماع القدرة الكثيرة من أبناء جنسه، يعني من إنسان آخر، ليحصل القوة له ولهم ليحصل ليحصل القوة له ولهم، فيحصل بالتعاون قدر الكفاية من الحاجة لأكثر منه بأضعاف. Okay. In the last class, the point we treated was when talking about insan, okay, and its relationship with philosophy, man and philosophy. Now, before going to the man and philosophy and the connection between man and philosophy, we wanted to know first who is insan. Who is insan, right? And we made mention of some instances in Quran mentioning about insan, al-ins, ya ayyuhan nas, ya ayyuhan insan, and so on. And we also explained something about al-falsafah. Okay, being in Quran or not being in Quran, whether we ask something about falsafah in Quran. So now, about al-insan, we started with a very precise statement of saying that insan is a logical being, an intellectual being, an intelligent being. Okay, we said we cannot translate al-hayawan natik as rational animal, because we are not animal. We are insan. Allah called us insan. Ya bani Adam. He did not call us Ya bani al-hayawan or Ya bani al-hasad. No. So he called us Ya bani Adam. Okay. O Adamite men, the men made of Adamic of soil. All right. Now, the first characteristics of man, according to the Monarchic, according to the scholars of logic, is that man is a rational being. So we explained that in the last class, and this was spearheaded by Ibn Sina and other logicians through these the following explanations. Now, today we go to another characteristic of human being. Okay, so human being, apart from being rational, apart from being logical, he is also a social being. Al-Insan, Hayawanu Madaniyu, social being. Social, that is civilized. Okay, Al-Insanu Hadiriyun, Madaniyun, Muthaqafun. Okay, he is a civilized and socialized being. Socialized from society. He's a societal man, societal being. What do we mean by Madaniyu here? So it means a being that has the ability to coexist, Anya Insha Ma'an, okay, to coexist with other people. Someone, a being who is able to coexist, to exist together with other people, to civilize with them, to cooperate, to live in cooperation and in accordance with the rules of society. So that is Madani. Okay. So Madani also, it means that someone who is able to regulate, someone who has the ability to regulate the society, to keep the society in order, okay, in order, to control, okay, to govern, to direct. So that is also the meaning of Madani. Someone who is able to follow rules and regulations of the society. Someone who is able to obey the orders. So that is what we call Madani. Right. So the top in here means naturally. Human being is naturally a social being. Okay. Al-Insan بالطبع مدني أو الإنسان مدني بالطبع أو الإنسان بطبعه مدني. Okay, so man is naturally a social being. Social being, S-O-C-I-A-L. Where is the chat? Okay, someone can find this for us because need the admission. Oh, who is that? I think that was 10:08. All right, so that was a long time ago. Now it's 10:36. I think the person is already here. All right. Yeah, I wanted to write social. Okay. Man is naturally social being. A social being. All right. So that is what it means. Al-insan madaniyun bit-taba'i. Okay, man is naturally a social being. Social being that is civilized, civilized, civilized. Okay, civilized also it also can mean cultured, cultured, cultured. Okay, cultured being. Okay, educated being, educated being. Okay. And many other meaning also can mean that. Okay. So what we mean by this is لا بد له من الاجتماع. So he must live in cooperation with people. He must cooperate with people. Why do we say must? We say must, M-U-S-T, must cooperate. لا بد له من الاجتماع. He must cooperate. And at least, على الأقل مع أسرته, at least with his family. Because man cannot be a man with him alone living. There's no one apart from Nabi Adam alayhi salam, apart from him. Even him, immediately Allah gave him the partner. So naturally from the beginning, man is created to be a social and civilized man. Okay, to be a society man. Okay, when we say man here, when we say M-A-N, okay, we don't mean just man, al-Dhakar. No, man here we mean general human being. That is the collective name that we use for all. All right. So alladhi huwa al-Madina fi istilahihim. Okay. So he must have a society, and this ijtima, this society is what we call al-Madina. Al-Madina. Al-Madina, city, society, campaign, village, state. He must be related to somewhere. Okay. So in other words, we call Al-Madina Al-Ijtima'u here. It is the same as Al-Madina. Okay, Al-Madaniya, sorry. So Madaniya, then Al-Umran, governance. Okay, so he must live in cooperation with people. Now, what is the meaning of this statement? وَبَيَانُهُ أَنَّ اللَّهَ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى خَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ وَرَكَّبَهُ عَلَى سُورَةٍ لا تصح حياتها وبقاؤها إلا بالغذاء. Okay, so it means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created man and composed him, and he made him on a particular shape, and this shape and habits لا تصح حياتها وبقاؤها, so its life and continuity cannot continue without al-ghadha'i, without feeding, al-ghadha'i, without feeding, F-E-E-D-I-N-G, feeding, without feeding. Okay, so and this life and continuity cannot continue without feeding. Feeding here, eating, drinking, clothing, and housing, and many other things. So apart from that, hadahu Allahu ila iltimasihi yani talabihi. Allah guided him, Allah directed him, Allah showed him, Allah taught him how to look for ghadha. How is returning to al-ghadha'i. Ila talab al-ghadha'i. For Allah guided him on how to seek, how to look for his feeding, for his livelihood. Okay, for his livelihood. And this talab, iltimasihi, is the fitra. It is also natural. So now, when you are looking for tabu'i, the manner of tabu'i, okay, so it is the same as fitra. Okay, naturally. وَبِمَا رَكَّبَ فِيهِ مِنَ الْقُدْرَةِ عَلَى تَحْصِيلِهِ. Allah also gives insan power, al-qudra, power, ability, okay, power, okay, ability. Allah gives him ability, okay. Allah gives him ability, ala tahsilihi yani ala iltimasihi, ala iktisabihi, okay, ala iktisabihi, ala talabihi, the same ala tahsilihi, okay, ala iltimasihi. So they are the same meaning, okay. So Allah also gives him ability, the strength, okay, Kudra also, you can also translate as strength, strength, S-T-R-E-N-G-T-H, strength, power, ability, strength, okay? Illa, okay, Allah gave him ability, Kudra, but, okay, but Kudratul wahid min al-bashari qasiratun an tahsili hajatahu min dhalika al-ghadha'i. Okay, but the ability of one person's strength, ability, and power, qasiratun is not enough. It's not enough. It's too weak. Da'ifa. Qasira. It's too weak. It's not strong enough. It's not enough. An tahsili hajatahu, to acquire, to get what he needs. Hajatahu, yani his needs. So one man's power is not enough to acquire his needs from the feedings, from the society, from the livelihood. غير موفية له بمادة حياته منه. It is not enough. His power, his ability is not enough. What we mean here by it's not enough is that, maybe you don't misunderstand. We have a lot of people that have power, they are powerful, they are strengthful, they are okay. But the meaning here is that one man cannot be everything. You cannot be a carpenter and at the same time become a teacher, and at the same time you become a tradesman, a businessman, and at the same time you become an IT man. At the same time you become a farmer, al-falah. Okay, at the same time you become al-haddad, welder, someone who bends the iron. Okay, welder, and at the same time you become a footballer. At the same time you become an athlete. No man can become everything, can be everything. So we are going to give an example now. وَلَوْ فَرَضْنَا مِنْهُ أَقَلُّ مَا يُمْكِنُ فَرْضُهُ. For example, let's think of one very simple thing. Okay, وَلَوْ فَرَضْنَا مِنْهُ. Let's assume, okay, that man wants the smallest thing that he can afford to himself. For example, kutu yomi, yani ta'amu yomi, aklu yomi, alif amza, okay, aklu yomi, okay, ta'amu, okay, ta'amu yomi, okay. Let's assume that a human being needs a daily, one day feeding, one day's food, okay, what he needs for one day. Okay, now, for example, let's say alhanto. Alhanto is a type of food that is prepared in Arab countries. Okay, forget about that. Let's take nasi. Okay, now iftaradna nasi ayam goreng. Okay, nasi ayam goreng. So someone wants a fried rice chicken, no, fried chicken rice. Nasi ayam goreng, nasi goreng ayam, nasi ayam goreng. Apalah, nasi goreng ayam. So saya cakap macam tu. Okay, so let's say, for example, need to provide fried chicken rice or fried rice chicken, one of the two. Now, in this fried rice chicken, we have three things at least. Fried, to fry it, we need azaytu, we need oil, miya. We need miya, we need oil, we need chicken, we need rice. All right? So to make all these three, we need al-malhu, we need salt, malhu. We need filfil, we need maybe pepper, chili. We need water. We need sauce, tomato sauce. We need some other things. We need Maggi, okay? We need season, We need the pot that we want to use to cook it. We also need the stove, gas. Okay, we need the matches. Okay, that is what is matches? Lighter that we use to light the gas. So we also need a matbakh. We need a kitchen. We need a place. Okay, now all this that we need, a man cannot acquire it alone. For example, yes, I produce the kitchen by myself. I produce the pot by myself. I produce the stove by myself. I produce the gas by myself. I produce the lighter by myself. I produce the chicken by myself. I produce the rice by myself. I produce the malhe, the miya, the oil by myself. Everything I produce by myself. I don't need any other person. That cannot be. That is impossible. So with this alone, just one day feeding, we cannot do it alone without relating with each other, with other people. So at least for this, we need to go to the mall. We go to the food section, we buy rice, dry rice, we buy chicken, we buy salt, we buy Maggi, we buy pot, we buy. So different people sell all these things. So that is what we mean by, even let's imagine that the simplest and the smallest thing that we can do in a day is cooking our daily food. Even that, we cannot do it alone. فَلَا يَحْصُلُ إِلَّا بِعِلَاجِ كَثِيرٍ مِنَ الْطَعْنِ وَالْعَجْنِ وَالطَّبْخِ. So to cook a daily food, so this cannot be, we cannot achieve this إِلَّا بِعِلَاجٍ كَثِيرٍ, except by the assistance of many things. We need assistance from many things. We need help of many things, such as at-tahni, breaking al-anto, for example. Al-anto, breaking it into smaller pieces. Al-ajnu, grinding that is blending it. What tabukhi, and cooking. Okay, let's say in the case of rice, we have to wash it with water. We have to parboil it. We have to put it in the pot. We have to cut the chicken. Of course, we have to kill the chicken first. We have to kill the chicken, chop it into small pieces. We have to put oil. We have to. So all this, كل واحد من هذه الأعمال الثلاثة. Each of these three processes, يحتاج إلى مواعين وآلات. They need some instruments. They need some equipment. They need some tools that we need to cook them. لا تتم إلا بصناعات متعددة. And all these tools, for example, to cook, we need the plates, we need the pot, we need the stove or gas. So gas is produced by separate people, and the stove, let's say the stove that we use, produced by a company. The gas that we fix into the stove is produced by another company. The pot is produced by another company. Okay, so the agony, the blending, the blender that we use is produced by another company, another people. So all this, so لا تتم all this وكل واحد من هذه الأعمال الثلاثة يحتاج إلى مواعين. Each of them needs a tool, and this tool لا تتم إلا بصناعات متعددة. So they require the cooperation of several factories to do it. Min haddadin, for example, haddad, welder, W-E-L-D-R, welder, people who work on iron, bending iron. Najjar, carpenter, people who work on wood. Okay, carpenter. Okay, Fahuri, people who melt what we call aluminium. مرتاح. Okay. So وهب أنه يأكله حبا من غير علاج. Okay, let's say for example, someone say, okay, no, I don't need rice. I can eat it. I can eat rice without cooking. I can eat chicken without cooking. It is not done. No one can do that. But let's agree. Let's agree that I can eat chicken without cooking. I don't need any cook. I don't need any gas. I can just kill it and eat it. Alas. Okay, fine, no problem. I need to go to where they sell chicken. Buy it. To go to where they sell chicken alone, just to go to where they sell chicken, I need at least I need a bicycle. A bicycle to go there. Or I need motorbike to go there. I need a sayara to go there. To use my sayara, what do I need? I need benzene oil. Petrol must be in the car. So a lot of all this. So وَهَبْ أَنَّهُ يَأْكُلُهُ أَبًّا. So let's say, for example, someone wants to say, okay, I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook my food. I want to eat it just habban, just like that, just like fruit. فهو يحتاج في تأصيل أيضا إلى حب في أعمال أخرى. So he also requires some other works and processes. أكثر من هذه. So من الزراعة, you have to plant first, okay? Because you must have a hab, you must have a seed. So you have to plant. والحصاد, you have to harvest. والدارس, you have to take it out of the cloth, okay? So you have to take it out of the pod. So ويحتاج كل واحد من هذه آلات متعددة in order to farm, okay, الزراعة farming, okay, الحصاد harvesting, okay, taking the harvest, okay, al-daris, someone who removes the seed from the pod, okay. So all this يحتاج آلات متعددة. They need several tools. We need cutlasses, we need the hoe, we need the rake, we need many things. We need tractor sometimes. وصنائع كثيرة, and it requires a lot of workers. من الأولى بكثير. ويستحيل أن تفيء بذلك كله أو ببعضه قدرة الواحد. So it is impossible that all this can be done by one person's ability. فلا بد من اجتماع. So therefore, لا بد من اجتماع القدرة الكثيرة. So there must be a collective effort. Okay, there must be اجتماع القدرة الكثيرة. There must be collection. اجتماع. Okay, collection. There must be collection of al-qudratul kathira, a lot of effort. Al-qudratul kathira, a lot of effort, min abna'i jinsihi, from his co-being, from other people. لِيَحْصُلَ الْقُوتَ لَهُ وَلَهُمْ, so that he will be able to provide food for himself and for them. فَيَحْصُلُ بِالتَّعَاوُنِ قَدْرُ الْكِفَايَةِ, and this is going to be achieved through at-ta'awun. At-ta'awun here, cooperation. Cooperation is taken from two words, okay? Collective operation. That is what we mean by cooperation. Collective operation. Cooperation. So meaning working together. Okay, so فيحصل بالتعاون قدر الكفاية من الحاجة لأكثر منهم بأضعاف. Now, so that is now the point here is من هو الإنسان؟ أولا الإنسان حيوان ناطق. Number 2 الإنسان حيوان مدني بالطبع. Now number 3. Okay, number 3. Okay. الإنسان حيوان صانع. صانع. صانع, it is taken from صنع يصنع صناعة. صنع يصنع صناعة. Okay. الإنسان حيوان صانع. صانع فاعل على وزن فاعل. فاعل. Okay. يعني يستطيع أن يفعل ويصنع الأشياء الآلات بنفسه. الإنسان حيوان صانع، وليس بدعا أن يكون الكائن الناطق هو واحده الحيوان الصانع. Okay. الإنسان, the third characteristic of human being is that he is what do we say? صانع. 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 Japan, we are going to know it. Let's read on. Okay, but son maker, okay, it's a maker, but we don't want to say maker. Okay, maker being, or a being that makes his tools. No, we don't want to say that. So we're looking for a word, a perfect word that will rhyme to that. Okay, but what you should know here is that son allows me fa'il. Okay. وليس بدعا أن يكون الكائن الناطق. Okay. ليس بدعا. بدعا يعني ليس عجبا. ليس عجبا يعني لا يعجبنا، ليس بعجيب أن يكون الكائن الناطق. الكائن الناطق يعني الحيوان الناطق. Okay. ليس بدعا أن يكون الحيوان الناطق المدني هو واحده الحيوان الصانع. So it is not surprising that the rational being himself, the socio-rational being, okay, al-ka'inu natiqul madani, okay, ليس بدءا يعني ليس عجبا أن يكون الإنسان الناطق مدني المدني هو واحده الحيوان الصانع. So it is not surprising to see that the same rational being who is also social is the same al-hayawan al-sani, is the same making animal, okay, making being, okay. So now, okay, I want suggestion from you. How can we translate so now? Okay, manufacturing. So that's a very good one. Okay, manufacturing. Okay, another suggestion. Yeah, manufacturing thing to be able to manufacture. Okay, another suggestion from people, please. Let's give suggestion. So I give making. Okay, I give my own contribution. Making. All right. Everyone give your own suggestion input. We have 1-2 minutes. Okay. Creator. Okay. Creating. Okay. Creating being. Okay. That's another one. Good. Okay. Another suggestion, please. Okay. Now we have 3. So we have manufacturing, we have making, we have creating. All right. Manufacturing being, making being, creating being, artisan. Okay. Artisan. Okay. That's another one. Very good. Okay. Artisan. Okay. Now, you see all these 4 that we have. Artisan, creating, making, manufacturing, all these four. We have just one word that comprises all of them. What is that word? What is that word? We have just one word that comprises all of them. What is that word? Okay, you can check on your dictionary synonyms of artisan, synonyms of making, synonym of creating, synonyms of manufacturing. What are the synonyms you have there? Okay, so anyway, because of time, a word that comprises all of this is artistic. Artistic. A-R-T-I-S-T-I-C. Man is an artistic being. Artistic being. Okay. Whether we make, whether we create, whether we develop, whether we manufacture, whether we artisan, whatever we do, it is under art work. Things that we can do with our hands. So artistic. So man is also an artistic being. Artistic being. So a being that can use his hand and his limbs to make things for his own use. Okay. Now, فإن الصناعة مظهر من مظاهر الذكاء البشري. Okay. مظهر يعني خاصية. Okay. خاصية من خصائص الذكاء البشري. Okay. فإن الصناعة. Okay. Artistic work, artwork. Okay. Artwork, handwork. Okay. Handwork. We can also use handwork. Okay. Artwork, handwork, creating, manufacturing, making. Okay. So, فإن الصناعة مظهر من مظاهر الذكاء البشري. So, ability to make things is one aspect, مظهر, one aspect, one characteristic. خاصية من خصائص الذكاء البشري. الذكاء البشري يعني مهارة البشري. So being artistic, okay, making things is one aspect, one area, one characteristic, okay, one of the characteristics of human intelligence. الذكاء البشري, human intelligence. الذي يبدع ويبتكر ويخترع. All these three words, these words, okay, يبدع, يبتكر, يخترع, يخلق, all of them, they are synonymous to each other. يعني هذه الكلمات كلمات مترادفة بعضها بالبعض. Okay, يبدع من البدعة. يبدأ بداية شيء. يبتكر يعني يفتكر باستخدام أشياء في الطبيعة لصناعة شيء آخر. Making something from what we have in the environment, from nature. يخترع, to give suggestion, to give to be innovative, innovation. Okay, to be innovation. So يبدع ويبتكر ويخلق, creating, making. So all this, okay, Sina'a is one characteristic, one of the characteristics of human intelligence, who is able to make al-ibda', al-ibtikar, al-ikhtira' and al-ikhtilaf. Okay, so it is one of the characteristics of human's intelligence that makes him to innovate, that makes him to create, that makes him to make things. لنفسه, for himself. في نطاق الطبيعة عالم خاص. Okay, this is مفعول به المؤخر. We read again. Okay, فإن الصناعة مظهر من مظاهر الذكاء البشري الذي يبدع ويبتكر ويخترع ويخلق عالما خاصا, who is able to create and make and fashion a new word, a particular word, a special word, things, لنفسه for himself, في نطاق الطبيعة, by using the environment. في نطاق الطبيعة في بيئته. يكون بمثابة مملكة في داخل مملكته. So this صناعة, okay, يكون بمثابة مملكة في داخل مملكته. Okay, so this صناعة, this ability to صناعة, okay, which is one characteristics of ذكاء البشري. Okay, so this ذكاء البشري is بمثابة مملكة. It represents a mamlaka. What is mamlaka here? An aspect, a trait, a gift. Okay, بمثابة مملكة في داخل مملكة. So it represents a kingdom inside another kingdom, an ability inside another ability. حقا إن الحيوان أيضا قد يستحدث بعض الأدوات البسيطة للوصول إلى إشباع بعض حاجاته العضوية، ولكن الحيوان لا يعمل بمعنى الكلمة، كما أنه لا يبتكر آلات كهذه التي يبتكرها الإنسان. Now, حقا إن الحيوان العادي، الحيوانات العادية. Yes, it is true that because when we say al-insan is an artistic being, someone who is able to make use of his limbs, yani his parts of the body, to create things, to make things. Yeah, some people can say, قد يفتكر الإنسان أو شخص أن هناك بعض الحيوانات أخرى، الحيوانات عادية التي تستطيع أن تصنع لنفسها أشياء، أو تكسب أو تحصل على طعامه وما إلى ذلك. أوكي، قلنا نعم. وهذا في الحقيقة يعني هناك بعض الحيوانات التي تستطيع أن تحصل على معيشتها بنفسها أو بطريقة عجيبة جدا. أوكي، لكن الحيوانات العادية لا يعمل بمعنى الكلمة، كما أنه لا يبتكر آلات كهذه التي يبتكرها الإنسان. Yes, it is true that some animals, okay, some ordinary animals, قد يستحدث بعض الأدوات البسيطة. قد يستحدث يعني قد يصنع قد يفعل منه أو قد يحدث منه الأدوات البسيطة. So sometimes we see some ordinary animals also, they can also make some simple tools. مثلا العنكبوت مثلا. Okay, العنكبوت الذي ينسج بيته، ينسج مسكنه ليصيد مأكله وغذاءه. A good example here is العنكبوت spider. A spider can artistically, okay, use its things, its tongues, the legs to weave, W-E-A-V-E, ينسج, okay, لينسج, okay, ينسج. Okay, ينسج. Oh, will. Okay, in Arabic, ينسج. ينسج. Okay, so he ينسج, that is to network. So now, why do we call network website? We take it from the creation of the spider house, from the cobweb, from the spider web. That is where we take the notion of website, the site that was made like the house of Ankabut. Now, Al-Ankabut, before we human beings thought of making websites, Al-Ankabut had started, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given it wisdom of networking. Number one, for two purposes. Number one purpose, to serve as his livelihood, as his house, where he lives. And number two, to get its food, because any other animals or insects, flies, that comes into that networking is captured, cannot move again. So then the Ankabut will feed as it. So let's say, for example, let's take Al-Ankabut. يعني لنأخذ مثلا العنكبوت الذي يستطيع أن يفعل لنفسه، أن يصنع لنفسه بيتا ويكون منه أطعمه. Okay, so وحتى هذا الحيوان. So this is just an example. وهل نقول أن هناك آلة للعنكبوت التي بها يصنع البيت والنسج؟ لا، ليست هناك آلات. Can we say that there are tools? Maybe Ankabut went to the mall to buy cutlass, to buy some scissors, to buy some needle, to buy something to network. No, Ankabut does not need any Allah. It cannot produce any Allah. It can only produce its own sustenance, like that. And that is natural. It cannot go beyond that. Al-Ankabut cannot look at another animal, for example, and do what that animal is doing. So we just bring example of Al-Ankabut. Okay, so now, some animals also could, they could do some simple tools, some simple artistic work, such as Al-Ankabut, للوصول إلى إشباع بعض حاجاته العضوية. In order to الإشباع هنا, okay, الإشباع, okay, الوصول, this is وصول, okay, وصول. This one is حصول بالها, ها ص و لام, حصول. Although they have the same meaning, but they are kind of different. Okay, إلى إشباع, that is طلبي بعد حاجاته العضوية. So they could also make some simple efforts in achieving, in looking for حاجته العضوية, some of their needs that they need for themselves. ولكن الحيوان لا يعمل بمعنى الكلمة. Okay, but بمعنى الكلمة, in the real sense of صناعة that we're talking about for human being. الحيوان لا يعمل كما أنه لا يبتكر الآلات كهذه التي يبتكرها الإنسان. الحيوان, the ordinary animals, cannot do, they cannot innovate, they cannot create, they cannot be innovative the way Al-Insan can be. والحق أن الحيوان لا يعرف العمل أو الصناعة أو الإنتاج، فإن تصرفاته لا تخضع لأي تنظيم عقلي منهجي، بل هي في الغالب مجرد سعي مستمر لضمان البقاء أو المحافظة على الحياة. Are we here? So والحق. So although we make example of Al-Ankabut, we make example of some other animals, Al-Asadu, the lion, the tiger, Harimau, okay? So they can make their food by killing other animals for food. They can search for their survival. So we have some other, like birds, who can travel miles and kilometers to search for their food. Yeah, no problem. They can also look for survival. والحق أن الحيوان لا يعرف العمل أو الصناعة أو الإنتاج. So truly, okay, in reality, in real sense, the animals cannot learn. لا يعرف لا يتعلم العمل. Okay, the animals, the ordinary animals, they cannot learn al-amala, how to work. لا يعرف الصناعة, they cannot learn how to be artistic, how to make things. أو الإنتاج, they cannot learn how to produce things. What they do is just natural instinct. هذه فقط الأغراض الطبيعية المغروسة فيهم. الأغراض الطبيعية المغروسة فيهم في طبيعتهم. So this that they do, for example, العنكبوت الذي ينسج بيته بنفسه. هذا العادة التي خلق عليها العنكبوت. This is the instinct and this is the natural creation of Ankabut. ينسج بيته لنفسه ليحسد وليحصل على أكله. So that is normal. Ankabut does not go to another Ankabut to learn, مثلا, okay, how to make the web. No. A good example now. لو أنا منير أريد أن أكون إنسانا عارفا بالIT، لا بد أن أذهب إلى مكان IT، إلى دكان الIT حتى أتعلم. If I want to know about information technology, I have to go to the shops, I have to go to the school, I have to go to the factory to learn it. I can learn. If I want to know how to make cars, how to make planes, I have to go and learn. Go to science school. Tapi al-ankabut wal-hayawan al-ukhra, they cannot go to learn from any other person, any other place, or any other animal. For example, al-qurud مثلا لا تتعلم القفاز من حيوان آخر. The monkeys cannot learn how to hop from one tree to the other, how to jump from one tree to the other. They don't learn it from any other animal. This is instinct. But human being, if I want to learn how to jump, how to hop, I have to learn, I have to go to the karate, what is this again? Yeah, something like that. I have to learn it. I have to go to the sport school to do that. So what we are talking about here, الحقيقة هنا أن الحيوان لا يعرف العمل أو الصناعة أو الإنتاج، فإن تصرفاته لا تخضع لأي تنظيم عقلي منهجي. So the activity, okay, تصرفاته يعني حركاته يعني أعماله, okay, لا تخضع لأي تنظيم. So what animals do, they do not follow, they do it, but they don't follow any system. They don't have any system, no organization, no لا تخضع لأي تنظيم عقلي منهج. There's no methodological, rational system They don't have any logical system or any rational system or any methodology to follow. They don't follow anything. They just do what they want to do. I'm not sure whether we are here. Al-hitanu fil bahr. Al-hitanu fil bahr. The fish in the pond, the fish in the ocean. مثلا لا تذهب إلى أي هيتان آخر لتعلم السباحة. So the fish will not need to go to another fish to learn how to swim. This is normal to them. But الإنسان الذي يريد أن يستحم أو يسبح في البحر أو في مكان ما لا بد أن يتعلم. أي لا بد أن يتمهر فيه. If I want to become a swimmer, I have to learn and I have to train on it. That is the fact. So, al-insan, we have tanzimu aqliyu manhaji. We have a rational and logical system that we follow. We have a method, an organization. تفي الحيوان الأخرى العادية ليس عندهم تنظيم عقلي منهجي بل يفعلون ما يفعلونه بطبيعتهم التي جبلت فيهم. So they just do what they do according to their inner instinct and nature. بل هي في الغالب مجرد سعي مستمر. So what the animals do is simply مجرد سعي مستمر, just a continuous and repetitive actions. That is السعي الحركات مستمرة. So a continuous activity that they cannot change. For a good example, هل ترون الحيتان يوما تفتكر في خروج من البحر للسباحة على الأرض? You cannot see, for example, one day and see a fish that says, no, I'm tired of swimming in the Bahr. Now I want to swim on the land. You cannot see that. They cannot experiment things. For example, al-baqaru يأكل الحشائش والأخشاب. So bakor, lembu, bakor. So bakor, it feeds on crops, plants, leaves. هل ترون يوما البقر يفتكر في أكل الدجاجة? Can it happen one day the lembu say, oh, I'm tired of eating the crops and plants. I want to eat chicken now. I want to eat chicken, fried chicken. Cannot. But al-insan, we can say, okay, today I eat nasi goreng ayam. Tomorrow I want to eat goreng pisang goreng. So I eat protocol today. Tomorrow I want to eat durian. Al-insan can say that. Insan can be herbivores. Insan can choose to be carnivores. And we can choose to be both. So the Ayawan, they have to choose. Okay, so they have no choice, sorry. But here, what the Ayawan do is mujarradu sa'yu mustamir. Just a repetitive action. Lidomon al-baqa'i, for them to continue living. Okay, how al-muhafazat al-hayat, for their livelihood. So that is what they were made to be. Now, so that is number what? That is number 3, right? That is number 3. Al-insan, hayawanu, what? Hayawanu sani. What is number 1? Al-insan, hayawanu natiq. What is number 2? Al-insan, hayawanu madani. What is number 3? Al-insan, hayawanu sani'un. Now we go to number 4. Number 4, al-insan hayawanu akhlaqiyun. Al-insan hayawanu akhlaqiyun. Ethical being, moral being, ethical being, moral being. Al-insan that have shy, that has its image to protect. Okay, a modest. Okay, that is a better one. Modest being, modest. Okay, modest. M-O-D-E-S-T. Modest. Modest being. Modest being that is moral being. Okay, and ethical is another one. Okay, so al-insan is hayawanun akhlaqiyun. Insan is a moral being, ethical being, modest being. يعني له حياء الذي قال فيه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الحياء من الدين أو نصف الدين. So حياء, being modest, modesty is almost half of religion of a man. Al-haya. So now for a good example, al-insan la ya'kulu ala tariq. Al-insan la yanamu ala tariq, wala yabulu, wala yagitu ala tariq. Insan, you will not see insan like wee on the street, pee on the street, defecating on the street, or eating on the street. No. Al-insan will, oh no, I don't want people to see my mouth. I don't want to see people to see me peeing. Al-insan yastahi min an yatadannasa jismuhu. Insan doesn't want his body to be dirty, to be odor. So he cleans his clothes, he puts perfume and goes out. People see him. Okay. Al-hayawan la yastati'u an yughayyira thiyabahu. So the other animals, they have just one clothes and they pee and wee wherever they want to pee and wee. It is not their fault. You see lembu wee on the street. Then you say this lembu does not have haya. Mana ada haya onto lembu. How do you want a lembu, al-bakar, to have haya? It doesn't have. It doesn't know that it is doing anything. You bring a cane, you strike the cow, you're punishing yourself. But when you see a human being defecating on the street, then you can say, this man, oh, why? What happened? Maybe something is wrong with him. Okay, al-insan hayawanun akhlaqi. فالأخلاقي أيضا الإنسان أخلاقي الذي لا يضر الإنسان آخر أشخاص آخر. So he does not embolden other people. He does not الذي قال فيه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا ضرر ولا ضرار. الإنسان أخلاقي الذي لا يريد لنفسه ضر ولا وكذلك لا يريدها لغيره من بني البشر. But other animals, they can hurt themselves. They can butt themselves. Okay? So إن أحدا لا ينكر بطبيعة الحال أن لدي الإنسان حاجات عضوية يسعى دائما نحو إشباعها مثله في ذلك كمثل غيره من بني الحيوان، ولكن الإنسان هو الحيوان الوحيد الذي يمزج الواقع بالمثل الأعلى ويجمع بين الغريزة والأخلاق. إن أحدا يعني ليس هناك أحدا، ليس هناك شخص إيه؟ ليس هناك أحد أو شخص ينكر أن لدى الإنسان حاجات عضوية. أوكي؟ يسعى دائما نحو إشباعها. So no one can argue that naturally, بطبيعة الحال, naturally, no one can deny, D-E-N-Y, deny, argue, A-R-G-U-E. No one can argue that human being has hajatun on the way, has limbs, L-I-M-B-S, limbs, L-I-M-B-S, limbs. أعضاء الجسد. Okay? And these أعضاء الجسد, these parts of the body, دائما يسعى لإشباعها. إشباعها لإقناعها، لتطورها، لإكمالها. Okay? So no one can argue that human being has parts of the body that he always wants to protect. We want to protect our eyes. For example, faces. We want to protect our faces because this is فالوجه به نعرف. Protect the face, protect the hands, protect the legs, protect our bathroom, protect our head. No one can argue that human being has parts of the body that he always wants to protect, always want to improve. And مثله في ذلك كمثل غيره من بني الحيوان. And this is the same thing. We equally find this also among some other animals. They want to protect themselves. ولكن الإنسان هو الحيوان الوحيد الذي يمزج الواقع بالمثل الأعلى. مثلا إذا جاء الأسد إذا جاء الأسد شقي الحيوانات الأخرى في الغابات. When lions are hungry, other animals will go for it, will be sacrificed for it. They are doomed for it. When kilab, إذا جاءت الكلاب, when dogs are hungry, the fowls, الدجاجة تشكي, the fowls, the hens, the chicken, the dogs, everything on the road, they are doomed. لكن الإنسان, for example, مثلا إذا جاء الإنسان حتى إن كان ليس عنده مال يشتري به الطعام، لا يجعله ذلك الجوع إلى سرقة. When man is hungry, even though he does not have enough money to get food for himself, that would not push him to go and steal somebody's food. Because, yes, he is hungry. هو جائع. Okay, هو جائع. لكن مع ذلك له عقل يفتكر ويعرف بها أن للأشياء صاحب، فلا يأخذ ما ليس له. So he is hungry, but at the same time he knows that he cannot take things that do not belong to him. Everything has owners. So the worst thing, the worst insan can do, okay, if he does not have money, is an yatasa'ala, to beg, to ask people for money, for food. That is the worst thing he can do. لكن الحيوانات لا يتساءلون، لا يسألون ولا يستأذنون. يجيئون يريدون الأكل أينما حلت أينما كانت. So they want food wherever they get the food, they will take it, they will fight for it. But insan who is hungry knows that, yes, I'm hungry, but and at the same time, I don't have money to buy. So the worst thing that he can do is to beg people, to ask people, please give me. Can you give me this? I'm hungry. Hayawan will not ask. Dogs, I need, will not ask for anything. Lion, for example, لا يسأل الكرد هل أقتلك بطعام? Can I kill you for food? No, lion will not take permission from any animal to just go on hunting, kill. So this is just an example we're going to read. Okay. مثله في ذلك كمثل غيره من بني الحيوان. So this example of man who wants to protect himself, who wants to protect his limbs, okay, he wants to keep his life, is also the same. We find the same thing in also other animals. ولكن الإنسان هو الحيوان الوحيد الذي يمزج الواقع بالمثل الأعلى. But is insan, okay, insan alone is the one who has the ability, okay. الإنسان الوحيد هو الحيوان الوحيد الذي يستطيع أن يمزج يعني أن يفتكر، okay، أن يفتكر في الواقع، okay، باستخدام المثل الأعلى. المثل الأعلى يعني الأخلاق الطيبة. So insan is the only being who has the ability and capacity to consider, to compare, and to compare the reality. What is the reality هنا? الحالة التي هو فيه, the situation in which he is. For example, هو جائع, he's hungry, he's thirsty, هو يحتاج إلى الطعام، لكن في نفس الوقت هو يعرف أن السرقة حرام. من يسرق ويأخذ شيئا في ملك غيره يعني يقطع له يدا. So he is the one that is able to compare reality with a higher example. So he knows that he is hungry, and at the same time, he knows that stealing is haram. Stealing in someone's property. So if you are caught, they will cut your hand. So he thinks of these consequences also. So the other animals will not think of these consequences. So al-insan huwa al-hayawan al-wahid alladhi yastati'u an yumazziga al-waqi'a بين الواقع والمثل الأعلى. Okay, ويجمع بين الغريزة والأخلاق. So what we mean by al-waqi'a here is al-ghariza. What we mean by al-مثل الأعلى here is al-akhlaq. Okay, يستطيع أن يجمع. Okay, يستطيع أن يجمع بين الغريزة الطبيعية الجوع مثلا. الجوع مثلا. Okay, so هو الذي يستطيع أن يجمع بين الغريزة الجوع والخوف من السرقة. So he is, for example, he has the ability to combine together the natural instincts, al-ghariza, الغريزة instincts, natural instincts, natural instincts. Okay, natural instinct. Gosh, the chair is something again. Okay, so he has the ability to combine and consider between the habits, see the natural habit and morality. فالإنسان بين كائنات الطبيعة جميعا أقدرها على مراقبة دوافعه والعمل على قمعها أو إعلائها أو إبدالها. Okay. بين الكائنات الطبيعة جميعا يعني كلها. Okay. بين الكائنات الطبيعية جميعا. From all the creation, from all creation, الكائنات يعني الموجودات. بين الموجودات كلها وبين الأشياء كلها وبين الكائنات كلها. So of all the creation, of everything, الإنسان أقدرها. Insan is the only one, the most powerful, the one who has more ability. Okay? على مراقبة دوافعه. على مراقبة. مراقبة يعني محافظة. محافظة. مراقبة. محافظة. مراقبة. محافظة. محافظة. Okay. على محافظة دوافعه. So of all the creation, بين الموجودات كلها، بين الأشياء كلها، الإنسان هو الوحيد الذي يستطيع يستطيع أن يراقب. يراقب يعني يحافظ دوافعه. ما هي الدوافع؟ الدوافع يعني الرغائب. دوافعه يعني رغائبه. 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 From رغبة. رغبة desire. desires. desires. رواغب. دوافع. desires. wantings. Okay. desires. desires. Okay. دوافع. So الإنسان هو الحيوان الوحيد الذي يستطيع أن يحافظ ويراقب على دوافعه. Okay. رواغبه. Insan is the only one, only creation, only being who has the ability to control muraqaba, muhafaza, to safeguard, to control his desire, wantings. Okay? Al-Kirdu, for example, you see, maybe, I don't know, maybe you have gone to to the zoo, for example, okay? If you go to the monkeys zoo, and you hold banana, you go to the monkey zoo, you have bananas in your hand. Do not try to eat the bananas in the presence of monkeys. لأن الكرد لا يصبر على رؤية البنانة، رؤية الموز بدون أخذه. Because monkeys will not be patient see banana without grabbing and taking it. If you see monkeys and you are holding banana, the best thing to do is to leave the banana, throw it to the monkey, and the monkey will let you go. لكن إذا ذهبت يعني تماسك بالموز تجري ورائك القرد. But if you still want to keep the banana on your head, on your hand, wherever that the critic can see, no. The critic will always try all its efforts to take the banana, or even scratch you to take the banana. Okay? So because هو يعني القرد لا يقدر على مراقبة دوافعه. The monkey does not have ability to control its desire. It wants. So it doesn't have any ability to control, no control. Okay? So الإنسان هو الحيوان الوحيد الذي يستطيع يعني يقدر على مراقبة دوافعه, that has the ability to control its desires. And after controlling والعمل على قمعها. So he has the ability to work on قمعي يعني تربية الدوافع. He has the ability to train his desire, to train, that is to overpower, to capture. أو إعلائها أو إبدالها. Okay? وله أيضا قدرة على إعلاء دوافعه، وأيضا له القدرة على إبدالها. إن كان سيئا فيستطيع أن يجعلها حسنا، وإن كان حسنا والعياذ بالله يستطيع أن يجعلها قبحا. So that is tabdil. So insan is the only being that has the ability to control its desires and at the same time work on training its desire. Common in her to suppress. I'm not sure whether that spelling is correct. You try to look in the dictionary for suppress, S-U-P-R-E-S-S. Try to see whether it is correct. Suppress, to come on. How in sometimes to promote. He has the ability to promote his desire, to promote it, to rise in it. And he also has the ability to change, to exchange his desire, his moral. If it is from bad to good, or sometimes from good to bad. ومعنى هذا أن الوجود البشري هو الكائن الوحيد الذي يمكن أن يستبدل بالنظام الحيوي للحاجات نظاما أخلاقيا للقيم. So the meaning of this, what we mean here is that it means that أن الوجود البشري, human existence, human beings, okay, الوجود البشري, okay, الكائن البشري, okay, it's the same thing. Human beings, human creation. So the meaning is that human creation is al-ka'in al-wahid, the only being, the only creation, al-hayawan al-wahid, yani the only being الذي يمكن أن يستبدل بالنظام الحيوي للحاجات نظاما أخلاقيا للقيم. So what we mean here is that human being is the only being who has the ability to replace nizam al-hayawi, the animal system, okay, the animal nature, the animalistic desire, for example, animalistic desire, okay? So he is the only one that has the ability to replace animalistic desire with نظاما أخلاقيا للقيم, with a moral system, with a moral value system. Are we here? Sorry, I need to change this chair again. It is Allah. Okay. All right. So what we mean is that ويستطيع أن أقدرها على مراقبة دوافعه والعمل على قمعها أو إنلائها أو تبديلها أو إبدالها. So what we mean by إبدال here is أن الوجود البشري هو الكائن الوحيد. Human being, okay, human creation is الكائن الوحيد, the only being الذي يستطيع أن يغير النظام الحيوي إلى نظام أخلاقي. Is the only being who has the ability and capacity to replace animalistic nature with moral nature. Okay? وحينما نقول مثلا إن الإنسان حيوان أخلاقي فإننا نعني بذلك أنه المخلوق الوحيد الذي لا يقنع دائما بما هو كائن بل يحاول تجاوز الواقع من أجل الاتجاه نحو ما ينبغي أن يكون. I'm not sure whether we are here. Are we still here? Am I sure that we are here?
نعم دكتور.
Okay, all right. Now, so what we hear, what we mean here is that, okay, for example, when we say that إن الإنسان حيوان أخلاقي, okay, that is the الخاصية الرابعة. خاصية الرابعة. Do you still remember the other three? The first one is what? حيوان ناطق. ناطق is the same as AL. Okay. What is number two? Number two is مدني. حيوان مدني. Okay. That is number two. Number three. What is it?
حيوان صناعي.
صناعي. Okay. وهذا رابع. Okay. أخلاقي. Now, حينما نقول أن الإنسان حيوان أخلاقي, when we say insan is a moral being, when we say insan is a modest being, ethical being, so نقصد بهذا, okay, نعني بهذا, يعني نقصد, المقصود من هذا أن الإنسان هو المخلوق الوحيد, يعني هو الحيوان الوحيد, هو الكائن الوحيد, هو الشيء الوحيد الذي لا يقنع بما هو كائن بل دائما يريد أن يحصل على ما ينبغي أن يكون. We are not here. You look here. الإنسان لا يقنع بما هو كائن أوكي، بل يطلب دائما ما ينبغي أن يكون. We will explain this. When we say human being is a moral being, what we mean is that human being is the only creation, is the only being that does not approve, that does not agree with what is, okay? Okay, what is, okay, what is versus, okay, let me write again, what is, I'm going to put this in inverted comma, okay, what is versus, okay, what should be, what should be, okay. Now, يعني ما هو المثال على ما هو كائن وما ينبغي أن يكون؟ اوكي. ما هو كائن؟ ناخذ مثلا اللباس، اللبس، our clothing, our clothes, right, that we put on, dresses. من المطلوب أن يكسي الموجودات بشيء ما. هذا من المطلوب، أن يكسي الكائن الحي نفسه بشيء. So what is required? The requirement is that living organisms, okay, living organisms should cover themselves with something. They should be covered. All right. هذا ما هو كائن، هذا هو المطلوب، وهذا هو المفروض، أن يكسي الكائن الحي نفسه, that we should be covered. Now, الأسد يكتفي بما هو عليه من الكسوة. The lion, although it is powerful, it is okay with the cloth it has. It's okay with that. But that is what is matlub. The cow is okay with the skin it has. Kuchin, the cat, al-kwetu, kuchin, it's okay with the fur that it has. Ad-dajajatu, ayam, the hen, the chicken, it's okay with the feather that it has. What is important is to cover up the body. لكن في الإنسان لا يكتفي الإنسان بتغطية نفسه بالجلد، بهذا الجلد. Human being knows that it is required to cover our flesh with something, but human being is not okay with just covering himself with the skin alone. He goes beyond that to look for what should be. How should we cover ourselves, protect ourselves from cold, from insects, from other things? هذا هو مثال. ومثال آخر، ومثال آخر, another example. عندما نريد أن ننتقل من مكان إلى مكان آخر، لا يحتاج الأسد مثلا إلى السيارة أو الدراجة النارية أو الدراجة الهوائية للنقل. فأما الإنسان بنقله يفتكر في المراكب. Another example, when we want to move from one place to the other, we want to move from one location to the other. Some other animals, ordinary animals, living creatures, لا يحتاجون في نقلهم إلى المراكب. They do not require any transportation, like they need to drive a car to move from this place to that place. They need a motorbike, they need a motorcycle. No, they don't need that. They can spend days trekking and walking. But human beings, we think of what should we use? How should we move? We need a transportation system. That was when we thought of number one, استخدام الفرص والحصان في نقلنا. That was when we first thought of using horses and some other animals in our for our transportation. We ride on horses, we ride on camels, we ride on donkeys for our transportation because we think that should be. We shouldn't take what it is. That it is, yeah, we have to move from one place to another. Yes, we have our legs, but that shouldn't be. What should we do? What do we need? We need some transportation. What we thought of first is using some kind of animals that we can train to take us from one place to the other. And from there, أبدعنا يعني فكرة المراكب. We thought of we had the idea of making some other transportation means, such as bicycle, darajatul hawaiya, bicycle. Another time we thought of motorcycle. Okay. Then next we thought of motor cars. We thought of airplane. We thought of sea. What do we call ships? Yachts, canoes. That is another example. Another example, fil ma'kul wal mashrab, in our eating and our drinking. We know that عندما نجيء نحتاج إلى الأكل. When we are hungry, we need to eat food. So eating food is what it is. هذا ما هو كائن. Okay. الأكل وكائن ما هو كائن. لكن كيفية الأكل، كيفية تحضير الطعام، هذا هو ما ينبغي أن يكون. So how do we make the food? How do we present the food? How do we cook the food? How do we wash the food? This is how it should be. This is what should be. Many animals, when they are hungry, they go to the crop and just eat fresh. But as human beings, although we are hungry, we cannot simply go directly to the crops and vegetables and say we just pluck and eat. No, we're going to hurt ourselves. We think of how to cook it. How should we eat it? Prepare it well, put it in a dining table. Then we sit down, take the spoon, take the fork, and so on and so forth. Maintain good manner and good position, then we can eat. So هذه هي الأمثلة على ما هو كائن وما ينبغي أن يكون. Are we here? Okay, so what we mean by إنسان أخلاقي is أن الإنسان هو المخلوق الوحيد الذي لا يقف على ما هو كائن، لا يقف على ما هو كائن، بل يتفكر فيما ينبغي أن يكون. Man always not contented with what it is, what is. Okay, man is the only being that is not contented with what is, ma huwa, what is. Rather, he always wants to know what should be. Okay, بل يحاول تجاوز الواقع. So insan goes beyond the limit, beyond the reality, من أجل الاتجاه, in order to arrive at ما ينبغي أن يكون, what should be. وقالوا غير هذه الحقائق. So how many khasiyah do we have now? We have 4. Okay, and we have many other ones. We have many. Insanu hayawanun siyasiyun is another one. Hayawanun siyasiyun. Siyasiyun min as-siyasa. Hayawanun siyasiyun. Political being. Political beings. Okay, insan is a political being. Okay, al-insan hayawanun riyadiyun. Okay, riyadiyun, mathematical, logical. Okay, calculative being, who is able to calculate. Okay, so al-insan hayawanun alimiyun, scientific being. Okay, so there are many other characteristics. We are here. وقالوا غير ذلك غير هذه الحقائق وكل واحدة من هذه الحقائق تشير إلى ناحية من نواحي الإنسان الكثيرة وهي بمجموعها لم تكشف لنا حقائق الإنسان كلها وسيظل الإنسان مجهولا في بعض نواحيها مهما بلغ العلم من التقدم. Now, there are many other characteristics and features of human being that people have talked about. But المكان الوحيد أفضل المكان لمعرفة يعني كونية الإنسان هو القرآن الكريم. The only place, the best place to find out about the real particularity of insan is the Quran. We have a perfect introduction of human being, description of human being in the Quran. If you want to know what is insan, you go to Surah Al-Hajj. What is insan? According to some scholars, ما سمي الإنسان إلا لنسيانه. That is another psychological aspect. Okay, هذا مقصود الإنسان and psychologian. The psychological meaning of al-insan means forgetful. So a forgetful being. Al-insanu nasiyun, hayawanun nasiyun. So that always forgetful being. Okay, وقالوا غير هذه الحقائق. So there were many other realities, many حقائق يعني خصائص. حقائق يعني خصائص. Scholars have also given many other خصائص. وكل واحدة من هذه الحقائق يعني كل واحدة من هذه الخصائص أو حقائق الإنسانية. So each of these characteristics, each of the features, each of the realities that the scholars talk about insan, تشير إلى ناحية من نواحي الإنسان الكثيرة. Each of them is talking about one aspect of insan. But there are many aspects of insan that they have not talked about. There are many aspects of insan that the scholars have not even known. وهي بمجموعها لم تكشف لنا حقائق الإنسان كلها. All these حقائق, all these خصائص, all these تعرفات that they are saying, بمجموعها, all of them entirely لم تكشف لنا حقائق الإنسان كلها. It has not discovered the whole insan for us. وسيظل الإنسان مجهولا في بعض نواحيها. So there are many aspects of insan that we are still ignorant about. That يعني هناك لا يزال هناك بعض الأشياء بعض نواحي بعض الجهات الإنسانية التي لم تتكلم عنها العلماء حتى الآن. So there are still many aspects of insan that the scholars have not even thought about, that we are all ignorant about. مهما بلغ العلم من التقدم. Okay, even if science is advanced more than this, so we still have many other aspects of insan that we cannot understand. So the best place to understand insan, the best form to understand insan is to refer to the description, okay, al-awsaf al-ilahiyya al-madhkura an al-insan fil Quran al-Karim. Okay, because Allahu huwa rabbul insan wa huwa adra bi khasa'isihim. Allah is the creator, is the owner of mankind. So that is why he is the best person, he is in best position to know them better. So, ولذلك الأوصاف المذكورة في القرآن هي أفضل الأوصاف التي توصف بها الإنسان. Not sure whether we are still around here. Are we still here? وقد تحدث القرآن الكريم عن الإنسان وذكر أن الإنسان مخلوق من مخلوقات الله تعالى. Now we want to know about Quranic concept of human being. So what do you have here from all these places that we have been talking about? We have scientific concept of human being. Okay. Al-maqsud al-ilmi lil-insan. That is what we have just said. Now, al-maqsud al-Qur'ani lil-insan. So, what is the Quranic concept of man? Okay. Now, نريد أن ندخل إلى القرآن الكريم لنعرف ما هي الأوصاف المذكورة للإنسان فيه. وقد تحدث القرآن الكريم عن الإنسان وذكر أن الإنسان مخلوق من مخلوقات الله. The Quran, القرآن الكريم, the glorious Quran, talks about man. وذكر أن الإنسان مخلوق من مخلوقات الله. The Quran mentions that man is a creation of Allah. That is one of the creations of Allah. Now, هناك فرق بين هناك كلمتين. Okay, we have two English words. نطقهما متشابهة لكنهما يفترقان في المعنى وفي المقصود. So there are two English words. The pronunciation sounds the same, similar, but the meaning is different. وباللغة العربية we call it المخلوقات. المخلوقات أو الموجودات أو الأشياء أو الطبيعات. We are here. Okay, المخلوقات، الموجودات، الأشياء. Okay, so in English we call all this مخلوقات. Okay, let me write it in Arabic first. Okay, المخلوقات، المخلوقات. Okay, الأشياء. الموجودات. Okay, الموجودات. الطبيعات. Okay, وما إلى ذلك. Okay, so in Arabic we have this. What do we have for it in English? In the philosophical English, the only word is, the general word is creature. Sorry, that is creature. 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 Okay, and in the opposite of that, we have al-khaliqu. 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 Al-khaliqu في اللغة الإنجليزية الفلسفية we have creator. 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 Now, creator. Are we here? Now, creature versus creator. 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 Okay? Creature versus creator. So الأول TURE والثاني TOR. فالcreator الثاني creator فهو الخالق. والأول creature TURE فهو المخلوقات. So here مخلوق creature bukan creator. So ذكر القرآن أن الإنسان مخلوق من مخلوقات الله تعالى. Quran mentions that man is one creature of many creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, there were many creatures. Even we have makhlukat al-jinniyya, makhlukat al-shaytaniyya, makhlukat al-iblisiyya, makhlukat al-malaika, al-malakiyya, وما إلى ذلك. We have مخلوقات كثيرة. منهم من قصصنا عليك ومنهم من لم نقصص عليك, according to the Quran. We have some that the Quran mentions, and we have some that Quran does not mention. Many creatures. We go to the hayawanat, we see many also. وَيَخْلُقُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah creates what you do not know also. This is the Quran. So meaning to say, مخلوقات الله كثيرة. ومن ضمن هذه المخلوقات الكثيرة مخلوق إنساني. So man is just one creature among many creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. خلقه من طين. خاصة الإنسان الأول أبو البشر آدم عليه السلام. ثم جعل نسله من ماء مهين. خلقه, another word, بدأه, صنعه, جعله, خرجه. Allah made man, created man from tin. Tin, hard crust. Tin, hard crust. Hard crust. ما المقصود بالhard crust? So normally people will say soil, S-O-I-L, soil, okay? No, tapi it is not just soil, it is hard crust, okay? Hard crust يعني مجموعة من أنواع التراب ومزجها بأنواع المياه. That is what we call hard crust. So a collection of all kinds of the soil mixed with all types of water. So that is tin. So Allah created man from hard crust. وخاصة الإنسان الأول, and most especially the first man Abu al-Bashari, Adam alayhi salam. So after Adam alayhi salam, okay, the second man, the first man created from tin. The second man was extracted from the rib. The second man was extracted from the rib. Mustakhraja min al-adil al-aysari min Adam. I call it second man because we use man for insan generally. So that second man is who we call Hawa'u alayha salam. So after the first man and second man, okay, if you like, you can say first man and first woman. So that is if we want to be, if we want to divide them according to the sex. Okay, so so that is first man, first man, first woman, but both of them first creature. The first man created from the soil, from the hard crust. Second man created from the rib, extracted from the rib. Then any other one apart from them, ثم جعل نسله من ماء مهين. Okay, then the progenies, naslahu, the the progenies of Adam, the progenies of Adam and Hawa, alayhim salam, the descendants, okay, progeny, P-R-O-G-E-N-Y, progeny, P-R-O-G-E-N-Y, okay, progeny, descendants, okay, D-E-S-C-E-N-D-A-N-T, descendant, okay. But if you want to call it in Islamic way, say Adamic sons, Adamic sons, Adamic sons, Adamic sons, Adamic sons, Banu Adam. Okay, جعل خلق. Okay, جعل نسله من ماء مهين. فلما اكتمل الخلق في بطن الأم نفخ الله تعالى فيه روحا. When the creation was completed in the womb, في بطن الأم, that we call الرحم, okay. فلما اكتمل الخلق في الرحم, when the creation process, okay, when creation process, iktamala, was completed, intaha, okay, was perfected in the womb, نفخ الله تعالى فيه روحا. Allah gave ruh. نفخ يعني جعل الله فيه روحا. Okay, أعطاه الله روحا. وهب الله فيه الروح. Allah gave the gift of life or soul. وجعل له السمع والبصر والفؤاد والعقل وخلقه في أحسن تقويم. So Allah, after giving the ruh, the soul, the spirit, جعل له السمع, Allah gave him hearing, والبصر, sight, to see, والفؤاد, the heart, to breathe, والعقل ليتفكر, Allah gave him the intelligence to think, ليفتكر. وخلقه في أحسن تقويم, Allah gave him a perfect, beautiful, handsome posture, P-O-S-T-U-R-E. Posture, P-O-S-T-U-R-E, posture. Allah خلقه في أحسن تقويم. He gave him the best posture, the best stature. واختاره خليفة في الأرض. هذا مصداقه في سورة البقرة. وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح لك ونسبح بحمدك ونقدس لك قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون. You can read in the Surah Al-Baqarah. So, now purpose. Al-Gharad. Al-Gharad means خلق Adam. عليه السلام، وخلق حواء عليها السلام، وخلق الإنسان جميعا هو خلافة، أن يخالفوا يتخلفوا أخلاق الله في الأرض. واختاره الله خليفة في الأرض. Allah chose Adam and Hawa alayhim salam as vicegerent. Vicegerent yani representative on the land. وَعَلَّمَهُ مَا لَمْ يَعْلَمْ. Okay, so this is also مصداقه also in the Takmilatul Hayat al-Sabiqa, in the completion of the ayah that we quoted before. Okay, وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا ثُمَّ عَرَضَهُمْ عَلَى الْمَلَائِكَةِ فَقَالَ أَنْبِئُونِي بِأَسْمَاءِ هَؤُلَاءِ إِنْ كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ قَالُوا سُبْحَانَكَ لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. إنك أنت علام الغيوب. So, this is misdaq. So وَعَلَّمَهُ مَا لَمْ يَعْلَمْ. Allah taught Adam. This thought was inspiration. Allah inspired him of what he did not know. مَا لَمْ يَعْلَمْ. وَأَمَرَهُ بِعِبَادَتِهِ وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِهِ شَيْئًا. وَأَمَرَهُ بِعِبَادَتِهِ. Okay, so if you want to know the purpose of creation of man, للعبادة. ومصداقه في القرآن يقول الله تبارك وتعالى ما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدوني ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعموني إن الله هو الرزاق ذو القوة المتين. That is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran. وأمره بعبادته. Allah commands أمره. أتاء أمرا. Okay. عقليا وحيا قرآنيا إنجيليا في التوراة في الزبور طبيعيا أمره بعبادته ولا يشرك به شيئا, that he should not associate anything with Allah. Okay. So هذه هي أوصاف الإنسان في القرآن الكريم. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في سورة السجدة الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه, وفي بعض القراءات الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه. It's also okay. القراءة الأولى بفتح اللام. اوكي, خلقه. والقراءة الثانية خلقه بتسكين اللام. وكلاهما يعني يمشي. Both of them, you can recite Quran in them. It's applicable. الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه وبدأ خلق الإنسان من طين ثم جعل نسله من سلالة من ماء مهين. سلالة يعني قطرة من قطرة. سلالة يعني بمعنى قطرة. قطرة مربوطة. قطرة من ماء مهين. مهين ضعيف. مهين يعني ليست بقوي. مهين ضعيف. اوكي. ثم سواه. سواه يعني أحسنه. سواه يعني أحسنه. أحسنه سواه أحسنه جعله حسنا. He made him beautiful. He beautified her and he handsomized him. Okay, he made him handsome and made her beautiful. أحسنه سواه ونفخ فيه من روحه وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة القلوب. Okay, قليلا ما تشكرون. Quran says He is Allah الذي أحسن يعني أكمل. أحسن يعني أكمل كل شيء خلقه. أكمل يعني أتم كل شيء خلقه. يعني لا تبديل لخلق الله، لا تغيير. Allah has not made any mistake in creating anything, in making anything. Allah says in the Quran, مَا فَرَطْنَا فِي الْكِتَابِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. We have not forgotten anything that we have not put in the Quran, in the Kitab, in our record. Are we sure we are here? Am I sure that you are here? I want to be sure that you are here. You are not tired, right?
نعم دكتور.
Okay, شكرا. الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه. Allah is the one who has perfected, completed, who has perfected, yani completed, okay, yani finalized, okay, made proper, okay. أحسن كل شيء خلقه. He perfected everything he has created. He has perfected, completed everything he has created. That is خلقه بفتح اللام. If we بتسكين اللام الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه. That is, he is the one who has given everything its own peculiar creation. What is خلقه here? DNA. Allah has given everything its own DNA. أحسن كل شيء خلقه. This is where the concept of DNA comes in the Quran. If you want to, for those who think DNA taking is not Quranic or it's not Islamic, no, it is. أحسن كل شيء خلقه. He gives the traits, 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 the concept of everything to it. No one has the same basma, the same finger, thumb, DNA. No one has similar. No, even father and children, they don't have the same thing. So the DNA, the creation of everything, is different from each other. That is what Allah says. It is not a photocopy. That is to say, and Allah does not need to photocopy human being. So He ahsana kulla shay'in khalqahu. So the creation of everything is a complete whole, complete being. لا نقصان في شيء وبدأ خلق الإنسان من طين. So the first one, the first segment is general to everything. أحسن كل شيء خلقه. General. إنسان، حيوانات، الجمادات، الأشياء كلها, everything. Then specifically بدأ خلق الإنسان من طين. So he was the one who started the creation of man from hot crust. ثم جعل نسله من سلالة من ماء مهين. And he made his nasla, his descendants, his sons, his children, to come from drops, D-R-O-P-S, drops of weak water. Sulalatin, drops mima'in mahin, of weak water, very slow and weak water. ثم سواه, then he equalized him, he finalized his creation. After finalizing his creation, نفخ فيه من روحه, he gave him the gift of spirit, soul. Then after the soul, جعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة. Allah gave you hearing. You know, Allah did not mention al-udhuna here. He didn't say جعل لكم الأذن وجعل لكم الأعين وجعل لكم القلوب. He didn't say that here. Why? Because Quran already says لهم آذان لا يسمعون بها ولهم أعين لا يبصرون بها ولهم قلوب لا. So the reason, it is not everyone that has ears that has sam'u in. It is not everyone that has al-aynu that have al-basaru there. It is not everyone that has al-qulub that has al-afida there. I'm not sure whether we are here. Does it make sense to you? Is it making any sense to you? Okay, so جَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ. So the reason why Allah mentions sam'a, hearing, the hearing is a gift. It is not a part of human being. Udhun, al-udhun is a part and parcel of human being, a part. In fact, we have some people who do not have this udhun, who do not have this ear, but they still can hear. But it is not all those that have the ear that can hear. We have some that do not have this eyelid or eyebrow, but they still have inner sight that they can see with. So al-absar is the sight. Al-afida is the thought. T-H-O-U-G-H-T, thought. He gave you thoughts in your heart. قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. You are not grateful to Allah. Allah also says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We have created, that is in Surah At-Tin, وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَطُورِ السِّينِينَ وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينَ لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إلى آخر السورة. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We have created man in a perfect posture. Another meaning that you can use for posture is stature. Okay, we have made man in the best stature. No one can create man best than us, than Allah. Okay, in Surah Al-Baqarah again, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. So إلى آخر الآية قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء إلى آخر. So when your Lord says to the angels that I am going to place on the land a Khalifa, a vicegerent, a representative, a caretaker. Quran says also وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. So all these are the Quranic concept of human being. These are the descriptions of man in Quran. Okay, تعلم الإنسان ما لم يعلم in Surah Al-Alaq, Ikra wa Rabbukal Akram, and so on and so on. He taught man what he knows not. Okay, and if you go to Surah Al-Hajj, if you want to know the complete explanation of the creation of insan, you go to Surah Al-Hajj. Ya ayyuhan nas, in kuntum fi raybin min al-ba'th fa inna khalaqnakum min turab. Starting from that, until وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُجَادِلُ فِي اللَّهِ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ وَلَا هُدًى وَلَا كِتَابٍ مُنِيرٍ. Until that ayah. Okay, so here also in Surah Baqarah, Ya ayyuhan nasu u'budu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum walladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. So you have to be very careful here. Okay, Allah says, Ya ayyuhan nas, O you people, u'budu rabbakum, worship your Lord, alladhi khalaqakum, who has created you. Okay, وَالَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ, and have وَخَلَقَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. Okay, وَخَلَقَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ, and who has created those before you, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you will be conscious of Allah. That is the correct translation. That is the correct interpretation. But in some book, in some of the what do we call it, Orientalist translation of this ayah, you will see that they say, Ya ayyuhan nasu, O you people, abudu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum, worship your Lord who has created you, wa'budu, okay, wa'budu alladhina min qablikum, wa'budu, okay, they transfer ubudu into here, wa'ul atifiyya here, wa'budu alladhina min qablikum, and also worship those before you, your great-grandfathers, your ancestors. Budu alladhina min qablikum, and also worship those before you. Okay, so this is of course not a correct interpretation of this ayah. Okay, so I just want you to know that because you are taking philosophy, you have to know the best philosophical way of interpreting the Quran. Okay, so both is applicable. Okay, alladhi khalaqakum wa khalaqa alladhina min qablikum, that is okay. Khalaqa. So budu rabbakum wa budu alladhina min qablikum. So it's also applicable. Okay, so but the first one is the best. Okay, is the one that we have in Kutub al-Tafasir, and this is Islamic. So the second one is the Orientalist approach, okay, which of course is not applicable here. Now, in Surah An-Nisa, ayah 6 wa 30, وَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. That is what the Quran says there. وَعِبَادَةُ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى هِيَ الرِّسَالَةُ الْأُولَى لِلْإِنسَانِ فَقَالَ سُبْحَانَهُ وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. Surah Al-Dhariyat. Okay, so the worshipping and the servitude, ibadatullah, servitude to Allah, servitude, okay, servitude to Allah is al-risalatul ula, is the first message, okay, is the first message, the primary message, the basic message, lil insan, for man. Allah says, مَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. I have not created the nation of jinn and the nation of man except for worshiping me. So now, if you look at all these ayatul karima, you have the Quranic concept of man. فالإنسان بهذه الآيات الكريمة مخلوق، okay, مخلوق الله تعالى لعبادتي والخلافة في الأرض. Okay, so by this, now in addition to the one that we have there, we have al-insan hayawanun natikum. Insan حيوان مدني. الإنسان حيوان صناعي. الإنسان حيوان أخلاقي. In addition to that, الإنسان حيوان مخلوق. So that is number 5. Are we here? Okay. So according to this glorious ayah, so insan is makhluqullah, creature of Allah, for the worship and servitude and representation of Allah on the land. فَجَعَلَ فِيهِ السَّمْعَ وَالْبَصَرَ وَالْعَقْلَ لِيَكُونَ مَسْئُولًا عَنْ أَعْمَالِهِ. And the reason why Allah gives man a sam'a, hearing, wal-basara, sight, wal-aqla, and rationality, is so that he will be responsible for everything that he does. So that man will be responsible for his actions. So wal-sam'u wal-basaru wal-aqlu khuliqat ليدرك بها الإنسان حقائق نفسه وحقائق الكون ليصل بعد ذلك إلى معرفة خالقه سبحانه وتعالى. So the hearings and the sight and the thought in the qalbu, they were created for man, for him ليدرك بها. ليدرك بها يعني ليعرف بها يعني ليعلم بها. Okay, so al-insan, so that insan, we use these sam'a wal-basar wal-aqala, we use them to understand haqa'iq nafsihi, number 1, to understand himself, okay, khasa'is nafsihi, wa ayda khasa'is aw haqa'iq al-kawn, the properties and the realities about the nature around him, ليصل بعد ذلك إلى معرفة خالقه, in order that he uses all of this information to know his creator subhanahu wa ta'ala. لذلك وجه الله تعالى العقل إلى التفكير في الإنسان والكون فقال سبحانه وفي أنفسكم أفلا تبصرون. That was why Allah directs directs the mind and the intellect and the thought of man ila tafkir fil insan, okay, to think about al-insan and to think about al-kawn, the creation. So that was why Allah says in Surah Al-Jariyat again, wa fi anfusikum afala tubsirun, and also think about yourself, your own creation, your own configuration, how Allah made you and make you perfect. Afala tubsirun. Why don't you see? Why don't you see properly? Then in Surah Al-Ghashiyah, you have Afala yanzuruna ila al-ibili kayfa khuliqat. Why do they not look at the creation of the camel, how it was created? وَإِلَى السَّمَاءِ كَيْفَ رُفِعَتْ. Why did they not look into the sky and see how it was raised without any pillar? وَإِلَى الْجِبَالِ كَيْفَ نُصِبَتْ. Why do they not look and study the rocks, the mountains, how it was leveled, how it was made to be firm on the land? وَإِلَى الْأَرْضِ كَيْفَ سُطِحَتْ. Why do they not look into the ground to see how it was leveled? فَخَلَقَ اللَّهُ الْإِنسَانَ وَجَعَلَ فِيهِ الْعَقْلَ لِيَتَفَكَّرَ وَيَتَدَبَّرَ وَيَعْتَبِرَ وَيَتَذَكَّرَ. خَلَقَ اللَّهُ الْإِنسَانَ. Allah created man, وَجَعَلَ فِيهِ الْعَقْلَ, and gave him al-aql. The reason why he gave him al-aql is to make him different from other animals. لِيَتَفَكَّرَ, to think with the aql, وَيَتَدَبَّرَ, to contemplate, okay, to contemplate, okay, to contemplate. وَيَعْتَبِرَ, okay, وَيَعْتَبِرَ, to take wisdom, to take wisdom, to take wisdom, وَيَتَذَكَّرَ, to remember, for him to remember as a remembrance, okay, to remember what he has learned. وَهَذَا يَدُلُّ عَلَى أَنَّ التَّفْكِيرَ طَبِيعَةُ الْإِنسَانِ. So this shows that التفكير is طبيعة الإنسان. Thinking is a human character. It's one of the characteristics of human being. Thinking. So by this we have number 5. We have number 6. الإنسان حيوان مفكر. حيوان مفكر. Okay, so this is number 6, right? So al-insan hayawan mufakkir. So this shows that human being, tafkir is tabi'atul insan. Thinking is one of the aspects and characteristics of human being. وهناك آيات كثيرة تدل على الأمر بالتفكر والتعقل والتدبر في حل مشكلات الحياة والوصول إلى معرفة الخالق ومعرفة أسرار الكون. So there were many verses in the Quran that shows that commands man to think, to rationalize, to contemplate, في حل مشكلات الحياة, in finding solution to problems of life. And also there are many ayahs that implore man, التي تشجع الإنسان وتدفعه إلى معرفة الخالق الله ومعرفة أسرار المخلوقات. Okay, there are many ayahs also that implore man to know the Creator and to understand and study the secret of the creation. والحقيقة التي ذكرها القرآن الكريم أن الإنسان مخلوق مفكر بطبيعته ومطالب بأعمال فكره في الحدود والموضوعات التي رسمها الله تعالى له. Okay, so the reality is, the reality that is mentioned in the Quran, okay, about insan is that أن الإنسان مخلوق مفكر بطبيعته. So is that man is a creator, a thinker, and natural creation. مطالب بإعمال فكره, a man is required, okay, مسؤول, okay, مطالب بإعمال فكره, إعمال يعني استخدام, and human is required to use his thought, his thinking, في الحدود والموضوعات, within the limitation, within the limit, والموضوعات, and the scopes, okay, within the limits and the scopes التي رسمها الله تعالى له, that Allah has designed for him. We have to use our mind, our intellect, within the scope and the limit that Allah has designed for us. So هذه هي حقيقة الإنسانية في العلم وفي القرآن. إن شاء الله في المحاضرة القادمة سنتكلم إن شاء الله حول حقيقة الفلسفة. حقيقة الفلسفة سواء في العلم أو في الكتب السماوية إن شاء الله. هنا نتوقف اليوم حتى نلتقي إن شاء الله وبحوله في محاضرة القادمة. نكتفي بهذا القدر والكفاية وبالله التوفيق، وأستودعكم ونفسي في رعاية الله الذي لا يضيع ودائعه، وبالله التوفيق والهداية، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
شكرا دكتور.
شكرا دكتور.
حي على الصلاة. الله.